Hey, good morning. PPG Grandpa here. Sean Simon's my name. I fly paramotors, and I got this Ninebot to make it easier for me to carry gear back and forth. But I also found it very fun, more fun than I thought. So we're going to take a spin around the campground real quick that we're camping at this weekend. I put on so many miles. I already put over 100 miles on this thing. Well, let's give you a little bit of a review on this thing since I've had so much time on it in this last week. I need to do probably more flying than riding this bot, but I tell you what, this thing is so fun. So let's figure out what this thing can do as far as going up hills. So here's a little hill. Actually, it's a kind of a steep hill. I don't know if you can tell how steep this really is, but it's pretty darn steep. I am way over the 220 pounds it suggests that it's the max, but I'm using it, and I even picked up my dog, which is 50 pounds. So this is it can carry 300 pounds no problem, and I'm not sure what it can do as far as the actual people and how long it'll actually work for. Probably 220 pounds is to be safe to not burn out the motor quicker than it's supposed to. So we just went up this hill right here. It was a lot slower than going flat, which is of course duh, right? And it's a little bit of an incline right here, not horribly, but we're going to go down on this other side. Well, another little tiny hill here. Tiny hill. You can't really tell on this camera how steep this is, but it's pretty good. And when I try to go fast, it beeps at me, yelling at me, and it pulls itself backwards so I don't exceed the speed limit, which is 10 miles an hour. So it's pretty good going over some rocks, which is good because there are rocks. I can even go over some speed bumps, and we're going kind of flat right now, which is good, and we're going downhill right now. Okay, so here's some speed bumps. Can I go over these speed bumps? Yeah, but I might bust my butt, so I tell you what, I'm just gonna go around them to be safe. Now this next hill that's over here on the campground, we're going down so fast that this thing is angling itself backwards. So normally it goes like this, but as we're going downhill, it's going to angle itself backwards. You can feel it when you're going backwards, or when it starts to angle itself backwards. We're going to go down this hill, so it's a little uphill right now, and usually there's some deer on the other side, and if there's not deer, I'll put that video in here in just a moment so you can actually see what I saw yesterday. There's so many different types of, oh, there's some deer. So let's see if you can zoom in and see the deer. There's the deer. Yeah, they just don't even care about this thing, which is really cool. Scratch your ear. Scratch your ear, deer. All right, so anyway, nice and quiet so you can actually enjoy wildlife. Well, that's really cool. Yeah, so there's always some deer that I see down through here. There's my shadow. We're going downhill right now, and this hill right here is not that bad going down. It's not very steep, but, well, okay, it is kind of a grade down, maybe, I don't know, 10 degrees maybe or so. But when I go down something steeper, this thing really acts strange. Just slightly moving my knees left or right, and the whole thing starts to wobble, even when I'm going super slow. All right, it's making me go slower than 10 miles an hour. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to go up another hill here, and I'll show you what it tries to do. Well, it doesn't try to do anything other than try to carry my big butt up. This is so nice. A little bump, but no big deal. Oh, that's right, here's some more bumps. Let's go ahead and go over some bumps so you can see what this feels like. All right, so this is a kind of a down grade. It's trying to slow me down because I'm going too fast, which is no big deal. It just feels weird when it pulls itself backwards like that. It's not horrible. Here's something interesting. All right, so a little bit of a down. A little bit of a, I don't know, what do you call it, angle. A lot of bumps here and rocks. Does it go over it? Yes. Would I recommend going over this stuff? No, because it can catch, and it has caught before, which throws me off the front, which is awful, but there we go. Not too bad. But here's a hill. It's not horrible right here, and it's taking me up, but you can feel how slow I'm going right now. It's a lot slower than going downhill, but still not too bad. I mean, considering it's just, an electric little bot, man. I mean, it's carrying me, and I don't have a scale right now, but I bet you I'm close to 240 right now. All right, so here's a nice little incline. I'm trying to go forward. It's pulling me backwards. It's saying, stop doing that, fat butt. But I'm still going to do it anyways. And we made it to the top. All right, here's some more gravel. Let's go over the gravel and stuff. So here's some gravel, rocks, a little hill that goes sideways, and I still made it up, which no big deal. I'm just worried that I'm gonna fall and bust my butt or skin my knees, and I don't need to do that. I'm over 50 years old, and I don't need to scrape up or mess up my knees or hip, right? Because I'm an old man. I'm relatively active, so this seems to be better than a hover round right now. Little cliff. Whoa! Little cliff, right? You can feel every bump on this darn thing. All right, now we're going to be going downhill, and still kind of rough on this terrain. This is not the best road in the world, but it works. Oh, we got some geese. No, some ducks. You want to go see the ducks real quick? I mean, this is a kind of a not really a orthodox review when it comes to something, but I got some ducks here and a pontoon boat. What's that pontoon boat? Must be nice having a pontoon boat. So here we are going down a ramp, and I'm pulling back so I don't go into the water. This is not waterproof, so if I went in, that would totally suck. But there's some duckies. Hey, duckies. And the squirrelies. What's up, squirrelies? All right, let's see what this thing can do going up a bumpy ass ramp. Hey, not too bad. This is the first time I actually tried this. Not bad. Doesn't want to go too fast because it's a freaking ramp. Now we're going uphill again. See what this thing does going uphill. I'm going to try to go as fast as I can uphill, which is going to make it beep. So as long as I'm going and leaning as far forward as I can, it's going to beep at me because I'm exceeding the torque. There you go. I'm slowing down a little bit. All right, so we just made that one loop right now because this is actually where we started the video. If you want to stop the video now, you can, but what we're going to do is I'm going to go and take a nice little trip around here and kind of show you Lake Catherine State Park. This is the really nice park that they have over here, so it's this is kind of a review on the Ninebot S, but also check out how nice this is over here. We're going to go a little bit further. We're going to come back this way, but there are some bumps and stuff I want to go over with the camera so you can see how this thing actually does over like roots that, go underneath the pavement and you get those bumps and stuff. All right, here's a little bump. Went over that okay-ish. All right, as long as this thing is on nice pavement, it's pretty good. I'm trying to go as fast as I can, and it's pulling me back right now, so I cannot exceed the 10-mile-an-hour speed limit. I actually have the Ninebot Plus on order, the one that should go 12 miles an hour. It has a better range. This range at my weight, I can do 8.5 miles on a full charge, maxing out the speed at 10 miles an hour. I can usually go a little more than an hour on a full charge, which on my weight, at my weight, which is above the recommended max that they have, is pretty good, I think. Now, if you're under 200 pounds, then this thing will probably get you a lot better mileage. But after a while of just standing, your feet really start to feel tired. I don't know, it's a weird feeling. I'm going to pull over a little bit. We got a car that's coming. Hey, Mr. Car. All right, so this is the road that's a little bit more bumpier than I like. Oh, let's go off the road. So here's a little off-road, a little off-roading. A little bit of tree, roots, rocks, and I'm doing pretty good. We're going to try to get up onto the road again, which is a little bit of a hump. I've noticed that if I go, one wheel and another wheel like this, if I go sideways and I take one wheel off first and then the other wheel off, it's much better than trying to go squarely on like this, which just doesn't work. If I tried to do that, I'd fall. So I can actually turn sideways and get one wheel up and then the other wheel up, and that seems to work. Ask me how I know about don't go straight onto it. Yeah, I know, I tried it. And it didn't work out very well. Hey, you know what I have not done is taken it up a little gravel road to the amphitheater. So let's go ahead and go down this little bump. Oh, that's a big bump. I won't be able to make that back up. Oh, that's pretty darn steep. Ooh, and the rocks are slipping because this is at an incline. Yeah, I actually tried to do this on mud one time, and the wheels spun, and I fell. So we're going up this gravel, and the wheels are kind of spinning a little bit. I can feel it spinning. So what I'm doing is I'm squeezing onto this thing with my knees for more stability. And whoa, that spun out. And this is not the safest I've felt on this thing, which is probably why I haven't done anything like this. So I'm going down this hill now, really slow. Like I said, I'm gripping onto that for stability because it's bouncing me a lot. And as you can see at the very bottom of this bridge, it goes down and it goes straight back up. So on something like this, I'm going to step off backwards, and I can just push this forward, and what it's going to do is it's using its motor to go up. So I'm barely pushing it, and it's going up that hill, which is really nice, because if you do end up someplace that you need to go up a hill, all right, for example, let's go ahead and, oh yeah, check this out. So if you let go, it's going to self-balance, and it's just going to keep on going. So you gotta be careful where you let this thing go. But anyways, so here we got this little hill. If you push it to the side, it's gonna turn. I mean, it does its 360, right? So I'm just gonna push it forward, and it's actually using its motor, because I'm pushing forward, to actually go forward. So I'm actually pushing it. It's using its own motor to go up. And see this big old, probably a couple inches. If I just push it forward, it's going to try to do its thing, which doesn't work. So don't try to be on this and try it, because that really sucks. All right, we are going over that rough terrain right now, and it's okay. Hey, you know what? Here's a trail. This is the trailhead. So let's, for fun, just a little bit, let's go up this trailhead. I know it's flat, not flat. Look at these big ass bumps that I'm going over, and rocks. Definitely not safe at all doing this. Down, that was about a 2-inch drop. So I'm going up a hill, over rocks, through the woods, over roots, squeezing this with my knees, so it gives me more stability. So I'm kind of squatting down. Let me show you. So I'm kind of squatting down like this as I'm going over rough terrain, using my knees as like shock absorbers. And it seems to work. But it really burns the quads. All right, so we're continuing to go. Seems like it's pretty good. I'm glad that I'm kind of squeezing this, because there's a couple of rocks that if I, oh, here's a tree branch. Went over that just perfectly fine. Whew, this is the first time I've actually done this, so you're watching this in real time. Lots of bumps and tree roots. Oh my goodness. Kids would have no problem with this. Like I said, I'm over 50, so, you know, take what I do with this thing with a grain of salt. Man, this is bumpy terrain. You feel there's no shock absorption on this. You feel every rock and everything as you're going, which is why I don't really recommend going through trails, but it can be done if necessary. Yeah, I was singing so you can kind of hear the bumps in my voice. Alrighty then. Whew. Let's not do that too often, huh? Alright, so get back on the real road. Oh my gosh, yeah, so much different. I mean, night and day going over gravel and stuff. Now up here, there are some roots that have gone underneath the roads that made it really, really bumpy. One of the things I do like about this is at night it does have headlights. Now being out here where it's completely dark, the headlights are not as bright as I, would like them to me. Since we're here, let's take a peek at the geese. Peek at the geese? What's up, geese? So it's really beautiful out here. I really enjoy this, and I'm really glad that I brought this with me, because I'm able to explore a lot more of the park than I would if I were just out here walking around. I have a bike, but where am I going to put a bike, traveling over to a campground? We rented a cabin, which is really nice, but came here in a Jeep, not really a lot of room to put bikes and other things. Like I said, I got another one of these on order. I got the Plus on order, so hopefully I can get my wife to use this and we can go out and run the dogs, because they need to be run. I can't run like I used to. Wish I could. So anyway, up here, and I know this is a really long review, but like I said, this is kind of like more of a fun review, what is this like in real life? Real life. What are you going to use this for? You're going to use it for transportation when you go, camping. When you, I don't know if you'd actually want to use this going to work. If you do use this to going to work, let me know in the comments down below that you actually use this. I don't really back up very much. I lean backwards and I slow down. I move this thing, I can turn around to the left and right. It's really easy. Lean forward and I start going. I don't really back up. Okay, so here are the roots that are going underneath here. It's really made this kind of rocky and bumpy. So I don't know if you can see it or not. Nope, because I can just roll over this pretty easy. Whoa. And some potholes. Check out the pothole. That's a big ass pothole. Let's not try to go through that forward like that. Oh, and some more roots in the road. And I can easily go over the roots in the road, kind of. All right, so not bad. Got to be really careful when you go over roots. If you're going straight, you want to make sure. Morning, guys. You want to make sure that if there's if the road dips off like this, you want to make sure that you go down one wheel at a time, and then when you come back up, you want to make sure that you go up one wheel at a time. And that seems to work, but man, you just really got to be careful when it comes to this thing. Like I said, I'm over 50. I enjoy, being able. Who wants to hover around, right? A little scooter that looks like you're disabled. This right here, just looks like it's more fun than, you're riding around because you're disabled. I definitely don't run like I used to. I had some valves repaired in my heart, had a stroke because of the complication. All right, so here's another thing, a little bump in the road, seemed to be okay. And, I got over all those complications, and, my heart does work like a champion. Yay, good champion. But I just don't have the stamina that I used to. And I would love to explore things like this. Here's another big bump. Woo, big bump. Explore, going camping and stuff, but, I just don't have the stamina like I used to when I was younger. I wish I did, but hey. So, here we go. Here's some more roots. We'll check this out real quick. So here's some roots that have gone and made this really super bumpy. Can you even see this? Does this even make sense to you? I know it's hard to tell, and I'm going up and over these probably 2 and 3 inch, maybe 4 inch bumps and stuff, but it seems like it works pretty good. And still going over them. All right, let's go over them a little bit faster speed. Still big old bumps. Not too bad. All right, good deal. Moreover, gravel here. Yeah, and my favorite, flat sidewalks. Oh, like a champion, man. I'm telling you, this is what makes it worthwhile. So what happens when your sidewalk turns into steps? Well, if it's not too bad going off to the side, I can go off to the side and go up the hill like so, which I tend to do more often than not. Go up it kind of sideways so I can make it. But what happens if you don't have this nice little slope like I do? Well, this thing is not as heavy. Well, it's heavy, but it's not horrible. So let's go ahead and see what you do. Well, you always want to step backwards off this thing, because if you step forwards, it's going to run into your heel. And no matter how good you are, well, okay, kids maybe doesn't have any problems, but just lifting up by this handle, and that's it. Go to the next step, step backwards, lift it up, let it rebalance, step back on. All right, so that's pretty much what I do. I use this for mobility, being able to travel around and do things that I probably wouldn't do if I didn't have this thing. Now I can't wait to get the new one that does 12 miles an hour. Whoa, 12. The flying machines, my paramotors that I do fly, they only do about 25 miles an hour. So I mean, they're really slow flyers also, which means I have no problem, flying those things. Well, this has been a long review slash, I don't know, what is this? What do you think this video is? Is this a review or just talking about what I'm writing? I'm talking about what I'm writing, and I'm enjoying it. The trials and tribulations that I've gone through, like going over bumps that are more than an inch high, straight on. Yeah, I guess like that. Being able to get around and see things that I normally wouldn't be able to do because I'm an old fart. It's rated at 220 pounds. I'm about 240, maybe more than that. I don't know. But I really enjoy this thing. I've used this a lot. And I would not have been able to explore this campground as much as I have if it wasn't for this Ninebot. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Subscribe if you haven't, and have a wonderful day. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know. Did I ramble on too much? Yeah, I'm sure I did. But I hope that this gave you a really good idea about this thing. And, you know, if this is something that you want to try, have a good one. My name is Sean Simons, PPG Grandpa. I fly paramotors. And here's a quick look at the app. Shows you a bunch of cool things. Shows you when you're going too fast also. And when you're recording, it actually shows your map of where you are, which is really cool. All right, so that was the end of the video. I couldn't stop riding this thing. I just kept on riding as soon as I was done with that video. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you on the app, Relive, my entire trip that I just took. I'm almost back home again, so this is an app called Relive. I use this all the time. I think it's really awesome. And like I said, have a great day, and thank you for watching my channel and watching this video. So here's that Relive app that I was telling you about. I am only 6% of 100 hours that I want to do in a month. Here's the very beginning of my video that we started, and the rest is all on the app. Have a great day. Thank you for watching. So I guess we'll do another video of riding around in the house, if you want to see that. Uh-oh, wife's gonna see in a minute, so I better get off this thing. But yeah, it's pretty maneuverable. Uh-oh. What's up, dogs? I'm not riding this in the house. The dogs were doing it, not me.